On today's whiskey review, Stellum Bourbon Terra. Let's go. What's up, everybody? My name is Justin, and welcome back to another episode of Whiskey Tears. Here on Whiskey Tears, we taste, review everything 3 different ways, neat, with a dash of water, and on the rocks. And in today's episode, we are doing Stellum Bourbon Terra. Stellum Bourbon Terra comes in at 113.5 proof, making it 56.7-ish percent alcohol by volume. It is a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys coming from Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. So if you don't know about Stellum Bourbon, this is from the Barrel line. It's basically a new offshoot brand of their Barrel line. So it's from Barrel, so they're doing blends. If you guys don't know, Barrel is my absolute favorite line out there right now. I love so many of their different bottles. My highest rated bottle so far this year is Barrel Bourbon Batch 32, #1 so far. Nothing has taken it down. So I'm excited to try Stellum Bourbon Terra here. This was one of my Tasters Club bottles of the month. So I got this for a total of $90, including shipping, and I looked online, and to buy this online, it's about $99. So I think that's the best value that I've gotten so far through Tasters Club as far as price goes. But what's it going to taste like? What's it going to smell like? Is it any good? Does it stack up with the rest of the Barrel line? We're going to find out in this video. It's coming in with the I'm Special bottle, with the tall, lengthy to the top here. Normally I like it when things are really clean and neat and you can see all of the whiskey in the bottle, but I'm not a huge fan of the labeling. It's kind of dark. You can't really see where it says it's cask strength blend of straight bourbon whiskeys and then the ABV. It's got a little label there on the back that gives you pretty much no information. So we're going to try it today, see what it's all about. All right, let's pop the cork. I have had this popped at least, haven't poured any out, but have had it popped for about a month and a half or so now. So hopefully kind of a weak pop there. Weak pop there on that cork. Barely even heard it, and I was right next to it. So okay, so I kind of have high hopes but low expectations for this one. I haven't really seen any reviews of it online. I haven't looked at any of that stuff on this one, so I'm going into this one pretty blind, but I love the Barrel line, so we'll see how they're kind of more, I guess it's supposed to be more of a budget friendly, even though this version of the Stellum Bourbon comes in at $100 for the Terra version. If you get just one of the non-named labels, which I don't really even know quite what the difference is. They don't have a lot of information out there on these bottles. There's no age statement or anything. Best I could find is there's a bunch of blends from Indiana in here, and then a couple maybe slightly older ones from, I believe, Kentucky and Tennessee. Where was it on the back? Yes, Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. So the majority in here, MGP, and then the rest a little bit spread around. So color, pretty standard, maybe slightly lighter than you might normally see. Let's go ahead and get into the Stellum Bourbon Terra, see what it smells like. Okay. The nose, not too bad. Initial impression was I like it. I didn't quite pick out the flavor profile yet, but the initial impression was I like it. Okay, I'm getting a couple different things on the nose here. I'm getting like a light melon, like maybe a honeysuckle, or what's that other green melon? I can't think of it right now. Honeysuckle. Getting a little bit of vanilla and caramel on there. And just a hint of spices, maybe some cinnamon, some clove, but pretty much predominantly honeysuckle and vanilla. All right, cheers. Let's try it. Let's taste it, see if it's any good. Okay, vanilla. A lot of vanilla. Just immediately on the palate. A lot of vanilla. There's a little bit of heat going down the back. Finish not too long. Finish was pretty quick there, so I'm going to have to dive in and figure out exactly what I'm getting. But a lot of vanilla. Vanilla, a little bit of butter, just a hint of light butter. It's a little bit tart. A little bit tart, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of light butter. Like it's almost like if you were making a dough in a very vanilla cookie. You're making the dough and you just kind of tried the dough before you cooked it at all, and it was still kind of floury a little bit and very vanilla because you just put in all that vanilla extract in there, a little bit of honey, and then a little bit of spices in there, baking spices, just a hint of cinnamon, maybe some clove in there, maybe a little bit of nutmeg, some allspice, something along those lines. Yeah, that's it. Just coats the tongue initially in vanilla. A hint of caramel in there. I'm not really getting any of the citrusy notes that was on the nose, not getting any of the honeysuckle or anything like that. But it's just a rush of vanilla, maybe a little bit of marshmallow, maybe like if there was like a vanilla cotton candy almost, that would be on there. A melted vanilla ice cream. If there was a melted vanilla ice cream and you sprinkled some cinnamon and baking spices on there, that's what that is in a glass. All right, so not too bad. The finish is not too long. The vanilla just hangs on there and a little bit of the spices hang on there. You get a little bit of the tickle going down the throat from the 115 proof, but overall not too long there on the finish. All right, dash of water. You're still getting the honeysuckle, but you're getting a lot more of the baking spices coming through. Cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, the baking spices coming through pretty strong there. Yeah, kind of like you're baking a fresh cookie on the nose there with that dash of water added. Palate, pretty much identical, except when you add that dash of water, it is in and out just like that. It is fast. It does not hang on long at all. The burn is completely gone. Any burn that or tickle that you had going down your throat, completely gone there when you add that dash of water. That was quick. All right, Stellum Bourbon Terra on the rocks. The ice ball really masking any nose there. Just a hint of that melon, that light green melon, that honeysuckle. Just a hint of it with the ice ball, but the ice ball really masking it here. Okay, on the rocks, it brings out a lot more of the spice. The cinnamon, the nutmeg, maybe some allspice, a hint of clove in there. It really tames down the vanilla, so that initial blast that I got of the vanilla on neat and with the dash of water, it's much more of the spices up front on the rocks. Bit more of the vanilla that time, but still mostly the spices up front on the rocks here. So, Stellum Bourbon Terra. Where are we going to put you? What are my thoughts on you? So it cost me $90 through Tasters Club. If you're going to get the Terra version yourself, online at least, I don't know what you can find it for in stores. I've never seen it in a store. It's going to cost you around $100. Would I pay $100 for this bottle of bourbon? No. Honestly, not even close. I think 45 maybe 50, just because the market's crazy right now. I would pay for this, so about half of what it's going for. So a little bit disappointed overall here. It does have a really nice vanilla blast, that marshmallowy melted vanilla ice cream covered in spices, but it just doesn't hang on too long. It's not like overly complex because it's so much vanilla in there and just those spices on the end. The nose is pretty good. I think the nose was probably better than the palate with that honeysuckle, that light green melon smell in there. I think the nose was pretty good, but overall, a little bit disappointed in this one, especially because it's from my favorite line, Barrel. A little bit disappointed in you, Terra, Stellum Bourbon Terra. Disappointed. So, where is this one going to go on the tier list? That's what we're here for, to rank it on the tier list, see where it belongs. I think it's going to go down in the C tier on the tier list. Nothing special here, nothing that I would go out and try to find. If you happen to get gifted a bottle or you find it cheap somewhere, maybe pick it up. But for $100, no, it's not there for me. It's down on the C tier. It's lower end, which, to be fair, is kind of what the Stellum Bourbon line is going for compared to the Barrel line. It is supposed to be more of like a budgety, like just kind of keep on your shelf bourbon. But for me, it's just a little bit disappointing. If you like vanilla, if you really like vanilla, if that's your favorite profile, if that's your favorite profile in bourbon, if you like vanilla, this bottle's for you. But if you like really diving in and getting in there and getting the different complexity levels and a nice long finish, it's just not there. So for me, it's going on the C tier. I'm sorry, Stellum Bourbon. I'm sorry, Stellum Bourbon Barrel. I will hopefully try some more of your Stellum line. Maybe this one just wasn't for me, but you guys know I love your barrel line. I am not ever leaving you guys there. This one was just not quite there for me. So that's it for the review today. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit like and subscribe. Check out the links down below for Patreon, where you can vote on the bottles that we're going to do next here on the channel. Thank you. I'll see you later.